What is going on, my dudes? Tystra here, back again with another Genshin Impact video. And if you like the content, please hit that like and subscribe button down below. Don't forget to check out all my links in the description and hit that notification bell to be notified of when we do more stuff on here. Like, obviously, the amount of shorts that I put out, which I deeply apologize for the spam of the shorts. But there was so much stuff I wanted to get out there as soon as humanly possible. And if I didn't get it out there, obviously, you got to make it out here as a YouTuber. So I'm not going to waste too much time because we have a lot to talk about, guys, because version 2.2 is going to be pretty stacked in my personal opinion. I did see that a lot of bigger YouTubers were not exactly happy, but I'm always happy for more content. 2.2 is not going to be one of those ones where there's going to be, a big amount of content, but at the same time, the stuff that we are getting is so cool that I'm excited for it anyway. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. The first thing, as you see right here, is we have the event wishes for what's going to happen for 2.2. Now, first off, we're getting a Tartaglia rerun. This is going to be the second time that we've had a Tartaglia rerun, and I'm not entirely happy about it. I think that it should have been my girl right there, little Miss Ganyu. That should have been her freaking spot, child, and you took that away from her, all because you want to make more money with Tartaglia. No. But I digress. For people who don't have Tartaglia, he's okay. He's not exactly my favorite character to use, but for the basically Halloween banner, and I think this was a brilliant move on Mihoyo's part, is we're getting a Hu Tao rerun, which also means that Staff of Homa is going to be coming back. Not only that, but Toma, our new boy, the boy right down there for the Boosie squad, the Boosie Patrol, he's coming out with Hu Tao's banner, which I think is awesome because I could just skip Tartaglia's banner and not care because I am tired of pulling Tartaglia. But I think that's a wonderful thing that they're doing with that. But I also wanted to talk about Toma's abilities because Toma's got some really neat abilities. I can't showcase them right now because I don't have that footage. My apologies, but we're going to go ahead and still talk about it. His regular skill, Blazing Blessing, which causes AoE pyro damage, makes the primary user pyro, or basically like just has them use the element pyro for the time being, and he makes shields. Already he's like 4-star Zhongli, but the shields stack a certain amount if the shield isn't broken. So what that means is, like, let's say you're getting 100% shield and you get hit a couple times and you go down to like 50%, you can redo the skill again once it resets and you'll have 150% shield because it's carrying over and stacking. Now, there is a like kind of restriction on this, but they haven't gone too far into it. But I like the fact that we're going to be able to use a constant shield and also stack with it. When the timer resets too, when the skill reactivates, the timer resets. So let's say it's a 8-second cooldown, and then you have 10 seconds until the shield disappears. The moment that the 8-second cooldown's done, activate your shield again, and then the timer resets again. So you have 8 seconds and 10 seconds again. So, not saying that that's what's going to be the timer on all that. I'm just saying that's an example. So I can't wait for that skill. His burst ability creates an armor that's surrounded him and whoever the active player is, causes pyro damage bursts when you're doing your normal attack. So when you're normal attacking, you're just going to see a line of AoE fire damage go out. Not only that, but it goes for any active character that you have. So let's say you use Toma and then you switch to a Hu Tao. Boom. Your pyro damage is going to keep going AoE like that. Not only that, but during the later talent unlocks, the amount of damage scales with HP. So the more you attack, the stronger the more you attack, the stronger you're going to be. And the more you attack, also, the stronger your shield gets, apparently, from what they were saying. So I kind of want to know what that means in general. It's a little bit... it sounds a little busted for a 4-star. Let's just get into that right there. His overworld skill, too, is for the people who have been fishing a lot, myself included, trying to get those 2,000 fish. Successful fishing attempts give you a 20% chance of doubling the catch that you get. Now, granted, if you get the 2,000 fishing done before, Toma comes out, aka what I'm probably going to end up doing, it's not really going to matter. But at the same time, I think that's really cool. I love it. Now, we're also going to talk about the new weapons that are going to be coming out, because as you can see, we have the new 5-star Polar Star bow, which is going to work with, Child. It's probably going to be the weapon that releases with Child. I want to know what that does. It's going to be really cool. And then, of course, we get a pike, or obviously pole arm, known as Wavebreaker's Fin. We get a great sword known as Akumaru, and then another 4-star bow known as Moen's Moon, which if I butchered that, I apologize. Still trying to learn some stuff on, all that. But I think these weapons are going to be cool. They're cool looking in general, and I think they're going to have something to do with, I think either ice or water, but we'll definitely have to see because it's going to be dope. So from there, we're going to go into, oh, sorry, guys. We're going to go into the hangout events that we're getting, and I was actually very surprised that we were getting hangout events again. We're getting Sayu and Toma, and I think that's wonderful. That is such a good freaking thing for them to do. And the reason being is because these two are actually very popular. Toma's a very popular character among the Genshin community, especially, with people who love the male wife, trope, aka the Blissey Patrol, and Sayu being an adorable character in general is just fantastic. I love the fact that they're doing these two characters. I want to learn more about Sayu and Toma in general. I wish, again, they would have did 3-4 characters instead, like they did the first round, which I think they did 5 originally. But I get it. They're trying to keep them held back a little bit to kind of stagger them. But I want to catch up because I get that the quests for 5 stars are usually like hangout events for them. But at the same time, I would love to see like a, Ganyu hangout event. And maybe it's just because I'm a simp, but, it's whatever. But I'm really excited for this. I think it's going to be cool. It's going to be a great little thing for us to see. Now, we're going to get into the new island. This island is called Surumi Island. It's the last one, I believe, for Inazuma. And it's going to be spooky. And I like the fact that they're going the spooky route with Halloween and stuff. So really, really cool to see. It's dark. It's gloomy. I love it. It is beautiful, too. Like, can we sit here and say that this stuff is beautiful? Like, look at this shot right here. This is with the light coming in through a cave and the tree. There's obviously some significance to this tree. I don't know what it is yet, but we're going to find out in version 2.2. Not only that, guys, and I didn't expect this, but we're also getting a new enemy called Rift Hounds. Now, we obviously have the Geo versions and Electro versions of these Rift Hounds. We got the Rock-found Rift Hound Whelps, the Rock-found Rift Hounds, the Thunder Craven Rift Hound Whelps, and the Thunder Craven Rift Hounds. Now, I am going to be scared of these guys. Because, one, they look menacing as all hell. Like, you can't tell me that those don't look menacing. Not only that, though, but the information that it came with is unbelievable. So, for you Zhongli mains, and for people who main Diona for some reason, and even Toma for later, these guys are going to be scary for you because they cut through shields, apparently. And that is... Ugh. That is scary to think about. You could be shielding and you think you're all right. No, you are not. They are going to destroy you. Not only that, but they cause corrosive damage. So these are poison characters. And they will damage you every second if you are poisoned. And oh my goodness, this is going to be scary to deal with. I wonder if they're going to add this to the Dendro element for later. Like maybe we'll get some poison characters of some sort because of Dendro. I like this ability. I like it. I like the fact that they also chose Geo and Electro. I wish it would have been something maybe like even a Hydro one, which does like sludge or something like that. That'd be really cool. I think that would be awesome. But I digress. I love these new enemies. I think it's a wonderful addition. Aside from that, we always know that these live streams always come with new events. We have the Labyrinth Warriors event, which, as you can see, we'll go over the rewards really quick just to get it out the way. You could get a Xinyan from this, which if you have a C6 Xinyan, it's a character. That's all I can say. I'm not a big fan of Xinyan, to be honest. But you get Primos, Mora, character EXP materials. Obviously, through turning against certain stuff, you get Primos, a Crown of Insight, which crowns are fantastic. Talent level up rewards, character ascension materials, which we all need, and EXP stuff. Obviously, like the normal stuff that comes with it. But the big thing is obviously Xinyan. But, let's read the description. The great gates of the bizarre and unpredictable mystic Amu chamber have swung open, and the monsters imprisoned within are fierce indeed. But for those who seek truth and wish to temper their martial might, this domain is a valuable place to challenge themselves. This will also be where we see these little Rift Hounds here. And oh boy, that's going to be a fun event to deal with. But, obviously there's more to it. The Labyrinth Warriors event is going to be pretty fun. I wrote down a few things as well. You could battle alongside a paper character known as Shiki Taisho. You're also going to see Xinyan and Child in this, which I think is because we're getting a rerun for Child, obviously. You get to battle the areas with the domain with 2 different parties, one being your attack party and one being your support party. You could use the Shiki Taicho charms to help provide either support with attacks, support with like barriers, or just regular support with damage upping and all that, like buffs basically. So you get those, you could decide on those charms I think beforehand, and they have different elements attached to them as well. Uh, with that, on top of that, when you go through the event, you're going to be killing these enemies. When you kill the enemies, they have a chance to drop what's called replicas, and you can actually get these if you have a certain amount of like little thing. It's just buffs and buffs and buffs and buffs. So I think it's going to be a cool event. I got to see more. I got to actually do it to kind of understand it a little bit more. But I think that this is going to be an event that's going to be fun for everybody in general. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be the first event that comes out. Next event is going to be what's called Shadow of the Ancients. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Boom. Sorry. We kind of skipped ahead, but you're going to see a bunch of stuff that's going to be really cool. So Shadow of the Ancients is actually a really, really interesting event. It has the lowest amount from what I'm seeing as rewards when it comes to like a mainstay event, but you're going to be meeting up with an explorer, and there's going to be 3 phases to this event. The first phase is going to be where you get what's called what is it here? I have it written down. Ayasha's Chaos Prospector. And that thing is going to basically like almost like the treasure finder, but you could place up to I think 3 at a time, and then when you get to the 4th, the one that was the first one you placed resets and goes to another one, and it's basically going to point you in the direction of these little items right here. These items are good, are basically little charge stations where you have to reawaken them and stuff, and that goes into phase 2, where you're going to be battling enemies, and you're going to be activating these things with electro element, and you have to activate them and keep them safe. So it's kind of like a tower defense thing in that perspective. You got to make sure that none of the fins here, which they have 3 each, you got to make sure none of the fins go down to 0 by the end of the event. Otherwise, you have to restart that. So that's phase 2. And then phase 3, you're going to fight the Ruin Grader, which was talked about at the beginning, that has regen abilities. This is why you're actually doing this whole thing. And basically, you're going to have 3 of these around him. You have to activate all 3 and then kill the Ruin Grader before you could pass the event. If you don't do that, the regen abilities kick in and he regenerates all of his health back. So you got to be careful with this event apparently, because it's going to be a tough one. Very, very tough. I actually kind of dig it because, again, it's going to be one of those events where you're like, huh, I guess I have to, you know, work hard at this. So be prepared. This might be a little bit of a struggle for new players. Now, the event that I am the most excited for, I am so stoked, and when I saw this, I started giggling like a crazy person. So if you were here for the Wind Bloom Festival, you actually got a little lyre that you could play, and it did these little timing events and stuff. Well, this event is basically the same thing. You're going to get a Floral Xerath, or Zyther. Is it Zyther? Zyther. It's basically like a banjo guitar type of thing. But what's really cool is that, you know, you could play with your friends like after you get this item, and you could go and like make a band type of thing. And I think that's really, really cool. But we're actually going to be playing this in 7 different events that are going to release with 7 different characters. And the characters listed are Zhongling, Ningguang, Keqing, Zhao, Kokomi, Ayaka, and Raiden Shogun. And they gave us a little bit of a sample of the Raiden Shogun one. And oh boy, this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for this. And plus, again, these events are always fun. Like getting little special trinkets like that to be able to like bring with you on your journey is fantastic. So thank you, Mihoyo, for bringing this event back. I love this event. I don't care what anybody says. Up next, we're talking about the Dreams of Bloom event that is basically a gardening event. And with this gardening event, you're going to be getting special stuff. As you can see, you get the Sakuya special gardening package. That could be used for something a little bit later. But let's go ahead and talk about the seeds that you get. Now, these seeds, the Star Hibiscus, the Pear Bells, and the Silk Pod seeds are going to be used to make these flowers in correspondence. And they are different colors, with it being pink, yellow, and green. These are basically decorations for your Serena Teapot that you could use for later. Not only that, but you could actually trade ones that other players don't have to them to help them complete their collection, because you want to get all 9 and make sure that you can get all 9. I highly recommend that you work with your friends list on that to get them done. So the cool thing about this Dream Bloom Festival, if we can go back to here, is that the Sakuya special gardening package actually comes with a floral stand that you could put some of these flowers on, and it's 3 different stands that you could get from there. I think it's really cool. Like it's not the most amazing event out there, and I was actually saying I think yesterday during my stream that we kind of need a gardening event of some sort. I wish this would count towards the achievements, but I digress. It's still a cool event. I'm really glad that we're actually getting something. So then we're going to go into one that everyone already expected. I'm not going to talk about it too much. Ley Line Overflow comes every single version. It's a great way to get, extra materials that you need, especially with books and Mora. It doubles it up. I highly recommend new players and old players alike constantly do this every day when it comes up, because I think it's a 7-day event. So you're getting 3 double drops without having to use condensed resin, by the way. So you're using 60 of your resin, 60 every day, just to get doubled up rewards. I think that's fantastic. You guys should take advantage of this event as a whole. Now, that's it for the events, but we did get a Serena Teapot update, which I think was super freaking cool. Like, first off, we're getting a new realm based in Inazuma, which I thought was perfect. It's so good. Not like the bridges are kind of like the Adepti World one, but they're Sakura Blossom bridges, and they're so freaking cool. There's waterfalls and all that. It's honestly going to be my favorite realm, I think. Not only that, but we're getting a new furnishing called these floating platforms, and these platforms are actually going to be used to make little Adepti areas above your main area, so you could build even more to your Adepti realm, or Serena Teapot, and I think that's wonderful. All you need to do to get this realm is to get your Sakura Blossom or Sacred Sakura level to 40. Now, the max currently right now is 30 from my understanding. So getting those 10 extra levels, you're going to need, I think it's 250 of the Electro Sigils. So save up, because you're going to need it. I'm going to need to grind because I haven't even gotten to 30 yet. I think I'm at level 26. So I need 100 more, and then I need to get 250 so I can just speed level up to 40. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the new max for this update. We'll see. I know that we're going to be getting a 2.3, I think, before we get to 2 or to 3.0 or whatever. But it's something to think about. I think it's really cool. Not only that, but we're also getting this little thingy at the bottom, as you see, remarkable chests. And remarkable chests are going to be all throughout Inazuma, where you can Inazuma's new island, Tsurumi. My apologies, don't want to say all throughout Inazuma. But you could get these chests, and they give you blueprints and furnishings. And on top of that, when you go back in for version 2.2 for the Serena Teapot, you're actually going to be able to buy some new furnishings as well. So I think it's going to be cool. I think it's great. Going to be a fantastic time in the Serena Teapot. They did also do 2 quality of life updates, which one correlates to this. When it comes to your blueprints, whenever you get a blueprint, usually you have to go to your Serena Teapot tab in your inventory to get that blueprint going. And sometimes you forget that because you get it and then you're like, oh, I'm going to do something else. Now, with the Serena Teapot, when you go to create something, you could actually get your blueprint appraised, and then you could be able to create them right from there. You could also do it in the forge menu and in the crafting bench menu. So it's a little bit of extra stuff to be able to get it. It's not that big a deal, but at the same time, it's pretty dope. So I'm pretty happy about it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be as well. Up next, as you can see, this looks like a normal artifact thing, but if I go over here and then I do a little bit of this, watch this, guys. I'm going to be over here for just a little bit. If you look in this corner right here, it shows that the artifacts are going up to 1,500 in storage, which is a fantastic thing. For me, I was maxing out my storage for artifacts a lot. So getting it up to 1,500 is going to be a little bit extra, especially since, I'm constantly doing artifact sets for everybody. So really cool that we're going to be seeing something like that. Thank you, Mihoyo, for doing that. Now, one last thing, and this was surprising. This is going to be a collaboration between Razer and Mihoyo when it comes to Genshin Impact. And I think it's really cool that they're doing a collaboration, but god damn, my wallet can't take too much of a hit anymore. Now, you're gonna get a mouse, which is all this stuff is basically Paimon branded, which I don't like the Paimon thing, but oh well, I'll deal with it. I still think it's cool. I'm probably gonna get the Paimon versions of it. Now, if you get the mouse, you also get, or if you get any of this, you get bonus stuff as well. This Razer Death Adder V2 Pro Genshin Impact Edition mouse comes with 200 Primo Gems and 80,000 Mora. This Genshin Impact Paimon mouse pad, which I kind of want to get, but at the same time, I'm not too fancy on it. You get 30 Primos and Adventurer's Experience times 5. And then with the chair, you could actually get two versions, which is the regular version and the one with the Paimon on it. You could actually get in-game materials, no, for like, 500 Primo Gems, Heroes Wit times 20, and 100,000 Mora. This is also the Razer Ishkur X Genshin Impact Edition. So if you know anything about chairs, if you think it's fantastic, then there you go. I think this is a kind of cool little thing. They haven't given us a release date, but you can sign up for like, the Razer, pings and all that in your email, and then that way when they drop, it's whatever. I'll make another video once the prices are unveiled, and we'll see how expensive these things are going to be. Honestly though, I think if we look up, what is it, like if we could look up the prices of these ones, I'll look them up later, and then that way we can kind of gauge from there. But I don't think it's going to be too bad. Obviously chairs, like special chairs from major corporations, are going to be expensive, so I think this chair is probably going to be upwards from $500 to $600, which I don't think is worth it. So I might not get the chair. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared with how much it's going to be. But we'll definitely see as time goes on. But I digress, guys. I think that it's going to be awesome with this event, or with just this version in general. I'm excited for these new monsters because these things are going to be beastly. I'm excited for the hangout events, obviously, and I'm also excited for My Girl Hu Tao reruns banner. I think that's going to be cool, and I can't wait to pull Hu Tao again. Surrender Teapot stuff's really cool, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. Don't forget to check out all the rest of my videos and shorts. Again, I'm sorry for everybody who was watching my stuff and got spammed with a bunch of YouTube shorts. Again, I wanted to get those created for you guys, so now we can get those done. And of course, algorithm is algorithm. I want to get some stuff out there. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well, and check out all my links down below. We posted on TikTok as well, unfortunately. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to entertain you. We will catch you again in the next video or stream. Take care and be safe, guys. I love y'all.